Hello, welcome back or welcome to my channel. It is Sunshine Lorena and I'm going to be randomizing my August TBR. Yes! Can you believe it? It's basically August. My original plan was to film this TBR video like before I went on my holiday, and we're now the 30th of July, so I'm going to be filming this real quick to choose my TBR for August. My original plan a few weeks ago was that I was going to be taking part in the amazing readathon, which is happening all out through August. However, whilst I am reading much better, I feel like it's a bit risky for me and like potential slumpiness doing the readathon. It sounds super fun, the concept, but there's 10 prompts throughout the month, and whilst I assume they're going to be very open, you can obviously find something, choose something you want to read, it's very much reading one book at a time, and I'm just not really into reading one book at a time at the moment. So right now it's not for me, but it does sound like such an amazing readathon, so this should be up still in time for you to join that. I'll leave like the links below if you were wanting to do that readathon, because it generally sounds really cool, like having to travel to different destinations, having points, using different methods of transportation. Like, it's such a good idea. It's just not for me at the moment. So I am going to be randomizing my TBR. Like I said, I have found another random TBR generator online, and this one is, I'm going with the cards. So it's the option to use a spinner or cards. You just randomly pick it and I'll give you a prompt. And the website is by YouTube creator Chantel Reads All Day, so again I'll leave links down below so you can go check out the channel, and also obviously the random generator I will screen record as I'm picking these. But yes, that's what I'm going to do. There are a couple books that I do that I want to get to for like read-alongs and book clubs, etc., but I am going to do that at the end. And I do want to try and get some Kindle Unlimited on this TBR because I got a new Paperwhite, which there is an unboxing video coming, guys. It's coming, okay? It's coming. And yes, I got a 3-month Kindle Unlimited, so I do want to really try and make the most of that over the next little while whilst I have that, which is also another reason why I'm not wanting to do the readathon, because maybe the prompt that works doesn't fit an unlimited book, and I do want to take advantage of that. Okay, I feel like I've been speaking for a while, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up my screen recorder here. I am going to pick 4 prompts because I have 2 books that are on my list to read anyway, and these prompts I'm going to pick are not going to be those 2. They're going to be separate. Like I said, I'll do them at the end, but I'll have 1 veto in case, because I do like to do that, because sometimes prompts don't always work. So yeah, let me get this sorted. I am ready. I have my glasses on because, you know, and I feel like I always try and read things off screens when I do these videos, and I don't have my glasses, and I don't know why I do that when I should have my glasses. But anyway, I'm gonna hit record and we're gonna go ahead for the first prompt. Okay, I really hope that this is recording, guys. So let's just randomly, I am gonna go for the middle one. Why not? A classic, okay. Okay, so prompt number 1, a classic. This book has been on my TBR in June, and I feel like it was another TBR at some other point quite a while ago, but I think most recently it was June, and I just didn't have time to get to it and read it. It was every intention of mine to read it, as always, on my TBRs. But yeah, it's Little Women. So I really do want to read it. It's not even that big. I do really want to read this one this year. It is on my 23 in 23. So, you know, it'll be helping me to get through that list, because I want to read at least 80% of that list, and I'm not doing great, guys. Not doing great. But yes, Little Women, which follows the stories of the March sisters who dream of fame, fortune and riches as they grow together towards womanhood. Will they find their heart's desires? And it's set in the late 1800s, early 1900s, if I remember kind of correctly. I still haven't seen the new film, so I don't want to read this and then I'll see the new one. I have seen the old one, so I know the story. I do like Little Women, and I do finally want to actually read this one. Okay, and let's go ahead and get prompt number 2. And this time, what am I gonna go for? I'm gonna go for that one. A purple cover. Okay. A book with a purple cover came into my possession in July. Since like my last book haul, I haven't been buying books. I haven't really had a chance to feature this in a book haul yet. But basically, sometimes, like in my building downstairs, people will leave things that they're getting rid of but are still in good condition. Occasionally they're books, and I haven't actually picked up one yet. So like, there has been books there and I'm like, oh, read that, or I'm not interested in that one. But there was one in July that I hadn't read. The condition of this book isn't great, however, it was free. So, and that is Convenience Store Women. Like I said, I don't know how well you can see it, but it's not in the best condition, but It's free. This will be my first time reading this author, and I have heard different things. And this is one of the popular books. I'm intrigued to read it and see how it gets on, but it is like literally the most purple cover that I own, because honestly I looked at my shelves and I pretty much don't have purple covers. Or there's only a very small section that's purple. So this was just perfect that I got this in July. This one, Kyoko doesn't fit in. She's 36 years old, she's never had a boyfriend, and she's been working in the same convenience store for 18 years. Her parents wish she'd get a better job, her friends wonder why she won't get married, but Kyoto knows what makes her happy. She's not going to let anyone take her away from her convenience store. So yes, I don't really know much about this one at all, so this is going to be really intriguing to get into this. It's like 160-ish pages, so it's going to be a really quick, short book, which is great to have on my TBR. Okay, and prompt number 3. Okay, let's go. This one. A 5-word title. That's going to be interesting to try and find. Okay, a book title with 5 words in it. This was not easy. It seems that most book titles are 3 words or 4 or 6. So like I kept thinking, oh maybe that one is, and then nope, that's 6. So annoying. The second annoying thing about this is one of the other books I'm going to cover off after all these prompts that I'm going to be reading anyway for a book club actually had 5 words in it, and I was like, I said I wasn't going to include them, but I found one on Kindle Unlimited, because like I said, I wanted to get some Kindle Unlimited books on here, and it is Want to Know a Secret by Frida McFadden. Now I really do want to read The Housemaid by Frida McFadden. Unfortunately it didn't work for any of the prompts that I've got here, because I did try and look at the continent one to see if I could make it work, but sometimes what I found is it seems that the majority of thriller blurbs don't actually tell you where they're set, and I can't just
okay. I found this on the web for Hey Seems That the Majority Thriller. Check it out.
My heart, guys. Sorry, no, go away. That literally made me jump. Oh, my heart is racing. I don't even know what I was saying. I really wanted to read The Housemaid by Frida McFadden, but I haven't made it work for these prompts. But this one isn't one I've really heard people speaking about at all. However, there's like 24,119 reviews on Amazon, so it's well known. I've got an average 4.3 rating, so it does look like it's really good, and I'm really intrigued to read some of her books, as people seem to really like her thriller author, and she has many of them. The only ones I'd ever heard of is The Housemaid, which made it was really popular like last year, and then a sequel came out this year, so I do want to pick up other ones by her, so it's a good chance to read this one and see what it's like. So the blurb of this one: everyone has secrets. YouTube baking sensation April Masterson knows the secret to the perfect gooey brownies, or how to make key lime squares that will melt in your mouth. But if you keep watching her offline, you would find out some other secrets about April, secrets she'd rather you didn't know. Like, where did her son go when he snuck out of the house? What was she doing with the local soccer coach behind fogged windows? And what's buried in her back garden? Everyone has secrets, some are worse than others. April's secrets are enough to destroy her, I'll make sure of that. Sounds super intriguing. Cannot wait to get into this one. I might do a reading vlog reading this. Because yeah, I do want to do a little bit more Kindle Unlimited content while I have the subscription, so watch out for that. I might try and do it joint with The Housemaid if I have time. Prompt number 4. Middle. Set on a different continent. Okay, so the last one, set on a different continent. It was not easy finding a book for this, as quite a few kind of blurbs don't tell you where books are set, and you can't. I realised I can't just make the assumption just because an author is from a certain country that is on that continent. I did want to try and use the Housemaid by Frida McFadden. However, the blurb doesn't tell me where it's set, so I couldn't just make that assumption. However, I did manage to find a thriller on Kindle Unlimited that does specifically mention California, so America, different continent. So The Good Lie is a psychological thriller. 6 teens murdered, a suspect behind bars, a desperate father, and a case that's shadowy. The truth is easy to hide. Psychiatrist Dr. Gwen Moore is an expert on killers. She spent a decade treating California's most deprived predators and locking their motives. Predators much like the notorious Bloody Heart serial killer, whose latest teenage victim escaped and then identified local high school teacher Randall Thompson as his captor. The case against Thompson as the Bloody Heart killer is damning and closed as far as Gwen and the media are concerned, if not for one new development. Defence attorney Robert Cavan is still traumatised father whose own son fell prey to the BH killer. Convinced of Thompson's innocence, he steps in to represent him. Now Robert wants Gwen to interview the accused, create a psych profile of the killer and his victims, and help clear his client's name. As Gwen and Robert grow closer and she dives deeper into the investigation, grave questions arise. So does Gwen's suspicion that Robert is hiding something, that he might not be the only one with a secret? Sounds super intriguing. The kind of the cover caught my eye in this one, and like I said, I'm feeling thrillers at the moment, so I had to add this one in. So that's it for like my randomising prompts. We're now going to get onto the couple of books that I have on my TBR for read-alongs and book club. So the first one is the August pick for Chloe Reed's books, Crime Scenes Corners book club, which I tend to take part in most months depending on what the book is. This month the pick is Inside the Mind of Jeffrey Dahmer, the Cannibal Killer, and this is by Christopher Berry Christopher Berry D. It's also on Kindle Unlimited and Scribd as well, I believe. So it's kind of quite useful that it's on both those platforms for me. I have not watched the Netflix series. I know it was like hugely popular like a year ago, and I kept being like, oh, I'm gonna watch it, and I just never got around to it. I tend to read most of the time rather than watch things, but maybe after I read this book, I'll actually watch the series. So if you don't know, I will leave a link to Chloe's channel. You can go and check out about her book club, but it alternates between true crime and then kind of dark fiction, is in thrillers, some horrors, etc. So this obviously is non-fiction this month. So Christopher Berry D is the man who talks to serial killers. A world-renowned investigative criminologist, he has gained the trust of members across the world, entered their high security prisons and discussed in detail their shocking crimes. Berry D now delves into the mind of perhaps the most sadistic and psychopathic killer of all time. Between 1978 and 1991, Jeffrey Dahmer murdered and dissembled 17 boys and men, but he is the most notorious for what happened to his victims after their grisly deaths and the shocking depravity that led to Dahmer being dubbed the Milwaukee Cannibal. Using his long experience and psychological expertise, Berry D seeks to understand the motivation, the moral urges, and the merciless horror behind Dahmer's inhuman behaviour. What could a man make a man do this? So yeah, I have been enjoying reading true crime, and this one, obviously he is one of like the most famous kind of serial killers out there. This has an average rating of 4.3 and it only has 138 reviews on Amazon, but I'm really intrigued to get a little bit more into true crime fiction. And then the last one on this one is part of the read along, which is also actually been hosted by Chloe Reed Books. She has various different co-hosts, and I can't remember who the co-host is for August, but they've been reading along with the Kish Quotient kind of series, so Kish Quotient Bride Test, and now in August it is The Heart Principle. I didn't read along in June and July because I'd already read both those books like 2 years and a year and a half ago, more or less. However, I've had The Heart Principle on my Kindle for quite a while and I really need to get to it. I really do enjoy Helen Hoang's writing, so I do want to get to this one. Love the cover, the really fun books. So this is the third and last companion novel in this series. This one follows when violinist Anna's son accidentally achieves career success with a viral YouTube video. She finds herself incapacitated and burned out from her attempt to replicate that moment. And when her longtime boyfriend announces he wants an open relationship before making a final commitment, a hurt and angry Anna decides that if he wants an open relationship, then she does too. Translation, she's going to embark on a string of one-night stands. The more unacceptable the men, the better. That's where tattooed motorcycle riding Kwon Diep comes in. Their first attempt at a one-night stand fails, as is their second and their third. He accepts Anna on an unconditional level that she herself has just started to understand. However, when tragedy strikes Anna's family, she takes on a role that she is ill-suited for until the burden of expectations threatens to destroy her. Anna and Kwan have to fight their chance at love, but to do that, they also have to fight for themselves. So yes, I'm looking forward to it. It's still summer. Despite what the weather is saying here, it's still summer, and I do really want to kind of have another romance on this TBR, mix it up with the thrillers a little bit before we hit autumn. And that is all the books on my TBR. So 6 in total, very achievable for the month considering one of them is very short, and I have been much better at reading. Let me know if you've read any of these and if there's one that I should go for first or not. Thank you so much for watching. Hit that like button because it does really help, and subscribe if you're not already to see more content from me, and I will hopefully see you in my next video. Bye! Hello, welcome back or welcome to my channel. that's not how we speak. Okay, so for pa 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 pa.